Grand Day Hoodlums, and welcome back to Mystic Monday, Spooky Storytime Submission. I'm Luna, and this is where your stories of magic, mystery, and the supernatural come to life. From ghost sightings to folklore to spells gone wrong, we share it all right here. And if you have a story that you'd like to feature here on the channel, check out the description for how to submit. Now let's dive into today's tale. Devin and Lola were finally safe. Or at least, that's what they told themselves. Ruthy had tucked Lola in with pillows, stacked perfectly around her belly, and for the first time in weeks, she fell fast asleep. Devin slipped under the covers beside her, but rest just wouldn't come. His body was exhausted, yet his mind kept spinning, replaying every wrong turn, every sign, every uneasy glare that Arthur had given him that night. Devin couldn't shake the feeling that the couple who had taken them in weren't telling them the full story. Arthur's odd question kept echoing in his head. You've been with your wife the whole time, right? Why would anyone ask that? Outside, a strange cry broke the silence. A sharp, "Ma!" echoing across the desert. Devin tried to convince himself that it was a bird, maybe even a coyote. But when the noise came closer and closer this time, from the other side of the house, he wasn't so sure. Then came the scratching. Long, slow claws dragging against the outer wall. Devin sat up, his heartbeat thundering in his ears. Coyotes didn't do that. Did they? A scream tore through the night, louder, right outside of the window. Devin threw back the curtains and froze. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie, this is the part of the this is the part of the story that definitely had me tripping because I don't know how I would have reacted in a situation like this. But let's continue. A face was staring back at him through the glass. Not Arthur, not Ruthy, not even human. The eyes were too big. The mouth was too wide. The skin, pale and stretched, like someone had tried to make a human. Devin stumbled backward and hit his head hard on the floor. When he looked again, the face was gone. Maybe it was his reflection. That's what he told himself. He had to. But every time he closed his eyes, that face was still there, burned into his mind like a camera flash. Morning came too soon. Sunlight spilled across the room, and Lola stirred, well-rested for the first time in months. Devin, on the other hand, hadn't slept more than a few minutes at a time. Still no phone service, but daylight made everything feel less terrifying, almost manageable. He got up, stretched, and followed the smell of coffee into the kitchen. But instead of finding Arthur and Ruthy, there were just 2 half-empty mugs and a pot sitting on the burner. Then he heard Ruthy's voice outside. Was it just the one? He peered through the window. Arthur's truck was backing up to the big shed behind the house. 2 long iron poles, street signs, stuck out of the bed of the truck. No, it was 2 this time, Arthur said. Got a 1 mile and a half-mile one now. Devin's blood ran cold. Street signs? Like the ones that had led them off of the highway? They're getting even more clever, Ruth, Arthur muttered, dragging the metal signs away. We're going to have to do something about this sooner or... Don't you say such a thing, Ruthy snapped. I know, he said, lowering his voice. Mine's out under the apple tree. Devin didn't want to hear more. He slipped back into the guest room, heart pounding. When Lola woke, she was cheerful, still glowing from her good night's rest. She talked about how comfortable the bed was and how kind the couple had been. Devin didn't have the heart to tell her what he had seen and heard. He just wanted to leave. I'm not mad at you, Devin. I would have wanted to get out of there too. Arthur and Ruthy came in, surprised to see them up so early. Ruthy offered breakfast, blueberry muffins, coffee, but Lola couldn't stomach it. And Devin wasn't hungry either. As Lola went to grab her things, Arthur lingered in the hallway. Your wife gets morning sickness often? He asked. Not for a while, Devin said. Arthur nodded, eyes distant. Then softly, You said you were with her the whole night, right? Ever since the car broke down? Devin hesitated. Yeah? Why? Arthur just shook his head. No reason. That's when Devin knew. Arthur did know something. And whatever it was, he wasn't saying. Arthur gave them a jump, and then the car roared back to life. Relief washed over Devin like cold water. Arthur handed him a cardboard box before they left. Old baby clothes from Ruthy. It ain't much, he said, but we won't be needing them. Devin thanked him and forced a smile. Then Arthur leaned in close. His voice dropped to a whisper, so low that even in the desert wind, he seemed to barely hear him. Keep your wife close, he said. If she wasn't with you the whole time, he paused, his eyes dark and unreadable. Then that thing you saw last night wasn't her. Devin froze. Arthur straightened up, gave him a faint nod, and stepped back. As the car pulled away, dust blowing behind them, Arthur stood in the middle of the road, watching, until his silhouette vanished into the haze. If you thought that the wrong turn ended here, think again. Devin and Lola made it out of that desert road, but what followed them home is a mystery for next week's Mystic Monday. Yes, I'm gonna leave y'all with the cliffhanger. I'm sorry. Look, if I had to be anxious waiting for Devin to respond back with more of the story, then y'all are gonna have to be anxious too, okay? We gotta go along for this ride together. But I promise I will make sure that I upload for next week Mystic Monday, because I know I went dark for 2 weeks, but y'all, I had a lot going on with the business, but things are leveling out now. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who loves a good night chill. And remember, if you've got a story of your own, be sure to email it in to the Mystic Muse Creations, because then it can have a chance to be featured right here on the next episode for Mystic Monday. But thank you for joining me for another Mystic Monday spooky storytime submission. Remember, every story has a spirit, and I'd love to hear yours. If you have a tale of magic, mystery, or the supernatural, again, be sure to send it into the email for a chance for it to be featured. If you'd like a deeper dive, you can always book a private session with me for a tarot reading, or swing by the shop for any of your metaphysical or spiritual needs. And if you're not local, no worries. The Mystic Muse is also online. All links will be in the description of this video. But until next time, my hoodlums, remember to drink your water, mind your business, and stay prayed up and protected. And as always, Luna loves you. I'll be back with another podcast episode if the spirits allow it. Luna loves you. Ta-ta for now. Give it right back, baby. Yeah, like that.